Okay, so you know how I was afraid of going to medical school 2 years back? I figured it out. Right now, matter of fact, can I please just say that I'm not afraid? Right. Now that I've said it, I know exactly why I was afraid. I had forgotten how to put in the work. I forgot how to work. And that is the reason why I was afraid to go to medical school because I knew I had to put in the work, but I did not know how to. And I just did not trust myself enough to be able to work as much was required, even close, even close. And so it is very funny to me how time passes and you grow as a person, you grow as a student, and you realize your flaws, and you have the ability and the capability to work on it. People who are lucky also have resources. I'm one of the lucky ones, right? The fact that I recognized it on time and that I had the resources to work upon it, it makes me very lucky indeed. I was just afraid. I was just afraid of putting in the work because I always knew I did not just want to study. I wanted to have a side hustle with. Why am I stuttering over my words? Anyway, what I'm saying is I did not always just want to study. I knew that I wanted to have a side hustle. I'm still working on that. Matter of fact, signed up a course on digital marketing and a few other things. This year it's finance and whatnot. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. But at that time, I just did not trust myself enough to be able to do it. And that is the reason why I was hesitating to go into college. That is the reason. Yep. Oh man, I have chills now that I figured that out. But fuck. I trust myself now. I think that's very important. The video that you just saw was the video that I recorded in December. It is March now. It has been almost 3 months since that video was recorded. And it has just made me realize a lot of things about myself this entire time. This entire preparation has made me realize a lot about myself. In hindsight, when I look at myself, I find myself to be very afraid, you know. It is the kind of fear that consumes you. Like, it doesn't leave anything off you for anybody, not even for you. It is an all consuming fear, and you are always in fear of yourself, the person who is with you 24/7, 365. I mean, you will be with yourself 365 days of the year, right? And what happens if you just start being afraid of yourself? That was my case. I was so afraid of myself because I did not trust myself enough to get the job done. And it all started with short moments, with small moments daily. Very small moments. I said I would take a bath, I did not take a bath. My self respect went down, and so did my confidence in myself. I said I would read a book, and I did not read a book by the time, the deadline that I committed to. And my self respect and self confidence went down. And so many things. I was fucked up for 3 years straight of my life. 3 years straight. Did not do shit. I did not. And those 3 years had a very huge impact on the way my brain is right now. To be very honest with you, I think I would have been in a place somewhere very different. A place that is so different. I would not be at home and I would definitely not be doing nothing. Well, sure, we are not doing anything, but to contextualize things, to make it more easier, I would be doing some I would be in college, would have been studying something very nice, something of my choice at the moment, I'm saying. And when I look back, I realize that the 3 years that COVID happened, right, it took parts of me away from myself, which is why I'm very scattered as a person, which is why I'm still figuring out how to collect all the pieces that have scattered in the wind, like sawdust. I'm not I'm not yet completely full, by the way. I need to mention this. But when you look back, you realize just where the flaws were. And I'm telling you this, I'm uploading that video. I was going through my gallery of that month. Um and I realized that damn, I have come a long way in these 3 months. It is such a mixture of what I'm feeling at the moment. I mean, I certainly do not fear myself, but I'm still afraid of myself. Because still, at moments, it is a long habit and it does not go in 3 months, in 4 months. It just doesn't go away so easily. When you are in a habit of not taking accountability of yourself, it comes to bite you back in the ass somewhere or the other in the future. And you remain fucked for a very long time. It hurts for a very long time. And that is the same with me. So I certainly do not fear myself at the moment, but I'm still afraid, you know. I'm still afraid, not full fledged, comfortable in my skin. I feel as if I still need more time, and I need, not that I need time for just having time, I need time to complete my promises to myself, to be able to make new promises, set a deadline, and complete those promises within the deadline, so that whenever I'm feeling low in the future, I have this entire box of proof that okay, I said I would do something and I did it. And I just do not have enough of those moments at the moment, which is why I'm still afraid. But I felt as if it is a very nice idea to share with you all that it is okay if you're feeling afraid of yourself or if you're feeling incompetent. I feel incompetent multiple times a day. Every day, I feel incompetent. Every day, if I said I would read a chapter and I did not read it, every day, if I said I would wash the dishes but I did not do the dishes, every day, if I said I'd clean my room and I do not clean my room, for whatever reason, I feel very uncomfortable with myself in my skin. But this habit just doesn't go like this, So what I'm essentially trying to say to you is give yourself grace of time. Give yourself give yourself the grace of time. You figured this out if you really want to figure this out. But give yourself time to comprehend everything that is going on, to be able to find the very fine line that exists between you and your tardy self. Sometimes I feel as if we are not able to point out the line that is between us and the person whom we want to become. And as we as time goes by, that line keeps becoming blur, 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 blur. And when you look back in hindsight, you've come so far because time is a linear dimension and it keeps moving forward, but that line is stuck there, and with time it is getting more and more embedded in your skin. So I feel like whenever you look in hindsight, and if there is a lot of time that has passed when you have not been truthful to yourself, it is very difficult to find that fine line and then rub it very hard so that you can actually erase it from your existence at the moment. I'm trying to do it so hard. Actually, erasing that line from the root is this year's one of the major goals, personal goals. And I'm trying it. I'm trying. But time and time again, I realize that no matter how much I rush the process, of course, I want to rush the process because I do not like myself on certain days, in certain moments. And I do not like feeling bad about myself because why would I want to feel bad about the only person who's with myself, who's with me, whenever any low hits, whenever any high comes? I dislike feeling bad about myself, which is why I am rushing the process of erasing that line. But again and again, I forget that I have to give myself grace, that I have to give myself patience. Because that line was not drawn in 3 months. No, that line was drawn in 3 or 4 fucking years. So I need to give it at least 6 to 8 months to eradicate it from my existence. I need you to do the same. I understand that you're very passionate about being your best self. We all are. Who is not? Who is not? Right? But please understand that line was not created in one day. It will not go in one day. It took time to embed itself in your soul, in your being at the moment. It will take time for it to go. And you will have to put immense effort. In my case, I put in effort consciously throughout the day, which is very it is very tiring, which is why it is not always possible to get the best, even if I'm putting in effort, because old habits die hard, and this is a very, very deep and very old habit that I have of not completing said tasks when I said I would do it. Not that I do it deliberately, it happens on automatic mode. For a very long time, this was my default mode. My brain knew that I was bullshitting all around the place. My brain knew I was not meeting deadlines, but I just could not bring my body forward to do the work, even though I knew that I had to, right? And so it is constant effort every day in and day out on my part to be able to look myself in the mirror and say, girl, you're not incompetent and you're not bad. It's okay. So that I can forgive myself for having missed one deadline. Because when you miss one deadline in 1 month, it is understandable. But when you miss 10 deadlines in 3 days, you are irritated. You would be irritated with any person, and in this case, the person is you. So, where the hell do you go? Because you stay with yourself, which is why it is more difficult. Which is why, please try constantly. It is very important for you to try, because this line will not erase itself, because it never came itself. You let it come. You let it come. I let it come. And so I have to put in conscious effort to let this line go, to erase this line. But what I keep telling myself is give myself the grace of patience, to have a little dignity for myself still, even though I do not deserve it, not really. So so that I can just take a deep breath and restart whenever things start getting heavy. So that I can just live in the moment and breathe. Please give yourself grace of time, guys.